Well, welcome to the Silver Dollar City podcast. Hope everybody's doing well, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, maybe you're watching us on YouTube. Who knows? If you are, you've quickly recognized that we have a guest host on this episode of the podcast. Hey, Satirah, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to do this.
We are so glad to have you here, and we're so glad at some of the things you're bringing to the podcast today. You've got some great questions and rumors and things from an outside perspective that we're going to get to address. But Maddie, of course, is on maternity leave.
Yes.
So we asked if you would want to come in and play with the podcast and kind of be a special guest. So I'll just let you introduce yourself to everyone.
Well, great. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Satirah. I do Satirah Loves Branson. I also do commercial real estate here in town. But I am a avid fan of Silver Dollar City. I absolutely love it here. I feel like this is kind of like my second home. And so when you guys called and asked for me to come on, I couldn't say yes fast enough.
Oh, well, listen, you being an avid fan definitely comes through your content through Satirah Loves Branson and all your channels there. Let me tell you, from what I've seen, and your fandom definitely qualifies you for this job. I'll tell you, because that's all qualifications they asked me about. So just to be a fan of Silver Dollar City.
Yes, definitely a big fan.
Well, we will jump into it, and we'll talk a little bit more about your channels and stuff, I think, later on in the podcast. Sure. But we always kick things off with Silver Dollar City news here on the podcast.
And I think there's lots of news right now.
Listen, when I walked down here to the Culinary and Craft Studios this morning, and then you got to do that too.
Yeah.
Did you get to go through the chain before it was open this morning?
Yes, I did.
New experience?
Lots of things going on. Yes.
Well, I think it's okay to say it's opening day.
It is.
At Silver Dollar City.
It is the shenanigans going on outside of this building right now. It's fantastic.
It really is. I don't know what some Silver Dollar City fans do for a living, because here it is, like a Thursday, and they're all here. They got the whole family. They're here to ride roller coasters and just have fun, which I love.
Yes.
But it was a true buzz at the front gate.
Yes.
A true buzz going on around the square. People are so excited to be here again.
Yes.
The park looks beautiful.
Yes.
They always come through, even with all the projects and construction, you know.
And we couldn't have better weather than today. A little humid, but gorgeous. It's going to be 83 degrees. Spring is here.
You're right. Spring break is here. The high road is open.
The high road's
open.
We talked about that. All the locals are excited about this.
I love that Silver Dollar City is open, and not only just open, but in our 65th anniversary year. How exciting is that?
65 years.
So
That's great.
Cool. Listen, we are pretty good about honoring our history here at Silver Dollar City throughout the stories that make up the rides and the Marvel Cave and all the things. But man, it is so cool this year. I think even more than some, people are going to kind of remember back when, look back at their history with this park and all the memories they've made and the traditions that they've set. So that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. When I got past the chain, I was just admiring how clean the streets were, and they'd cleaned everything off. And then there were employees running, to their ride. It's like first day, it's just like another
and everybody
job.
was saying hi to everybody. It was so cute.
Good morning.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a song was about to break out, through the streets of Silver Dollar City as everybody got to their places and everything. But no, super exciting about the 65th anniversary. We've got so many exciting things coming up. And, I would be remiss just to say, if you're thinking about coming and seeing us for our 65th season, silverdollarcity.com is where our calendar is. I know we share that on socials and stuff, but just to know that that's out there for everybody listening, I think is important. And if you do follow us on our socials, you're probably aware of our second Silver Dollar City headline, which is concert related.
Yes. This week I heard some things about a concert, or a few of them.
Well, you probably also notice if you glance out the beautiful windows here at the Culinary and Craft Studios, you will look right down into Echo Hollow.
Yes.
And we had some great, country music artists that were already planned to come here to the city the weekend of September, I think, 5th through the 7th.
Yep.
And we just added Montgomery Gentry to that lineup.
Yes.
Man, there was a lot of buzz around that this last week.
My office was talking about it.
I know. You were sharing that, right?
Yes.
You had like a whole 90s country day in the office.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't beat it.
Yeah, well, you can't beat 90s country.
No.
Let's start there.
Solid gold.
And then to have that featured day in the office is a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yeah, just like 3 hooks from Montgomery Gentry songs like are now playing in the background.
Yes.
So I'll hope
My Town on repeat, right?
I hope I can keep those in. But yeah, of course we had Sarah Evans.
Yes.
Already announced for that weekend.
Big fan of hers.
Yeah, come on. There was a lot of buzz around her show last year when she came and
Missouri
joined
native. You just can't beat Sarah.
I know.
She's the best.
She did such a good job.
Yes.
She killed it last year.
Yes.
She'll do the same this year, I'm sure.
course.
And then a fan of ours here at Silver Dollar City is Lone Star.
My husband is excited about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I underestimate probably how many weddings Lone Star music has been featured in,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, especially growing up when I did and going to weddings back in the early 2000s.
Now that I'm thinking of it, I'm thinking I've heard that song at a few weddings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so pretty cool there. Montgomery Gentry, September 5th. This is right after Labor Day weekend,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Montgomery Gentry, Sarah Evans, and Lone Star all coming in that one weekend, Echo Hollow. And I don't know about you. I don't know which way you came down here to the studios, but I walked past Echo Hollow there at the entrance, and they got this big board up with all the names and the dates, and that was exciting in itself.
Yeah.
It had all the dates for Bluegrass and Barbecue Festival that comes later this spring, and we'll have all the Southern Gospel dates and stuff up there. Lots of live music.
Yes.
Which
so
we
much entertainment.
Definitely love here.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of live music, lots of entertainment. And when you talk about spring, I know that we were talking a lot about this off mic just a little bit ago about our new festival that's coming. Rounding out Silver Dollar City news today as it's here.
Yeah.
Spring Exposition.
Yes. The Spring Expo. Everybody's talking about it.
So tell me, I don't know what you've heard and what you haven't heard about Spring Exposition, but are there any things that jump out to you that you're super excited about or things you find people buzzing about?
Well, I'm always excited about food. That is my go-to thing that I'm always excited about, will always be excited about.
I knew we were going to get along.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew we were going to get along.
Specifically, I heard there's going to be some fried fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love a good fish fry.
Yeah. So that I think is what I'm most excited about. But tell me all the things. Tell me what we can expect.
Listen, one thing I know for sure that I've seen featured in a lot of artwork for Spring Exposition that you're going to run into first thing when you show up here is that parasol sky.
Yes.
Right?
All the umbrellas,
coming
colorful
down
over
Valley
the top
Road.
of you. It's going to be beautiful.
I'm gonna predict a few selfies.
Oh, I think so.
On Valley Road.
Definitely
I
think
can see
some
that
social
happening.
media moments happening in my future.
Yeah, I know you're looking for those.
Yep.
You're looking for those. That parasol sky I think is super cool. I was kind of hoping, that maybe by this episode of the Silver Dollar City podcast, we'd get a little preview of the plaza that is set to open on April 10th with the spring, but we haven't. It's still, there's a lot going on over there.
Yeah.
They tell us to stay out of the way.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I've heard that it's going to be just an extension of some other parts of the park. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Kind of where we are. We're on the cusp of the Grand Exposition. Kind of that theming, kind of the World's Fair theme and feel that you walk to. You walk right into the plaza.
Okay.
It'll be an extension of that. And I know, some of the things I've been told there that'll kind of go hand in hand with Spring Expo is not only the food that you referenced, but I know they're also going to have some really cool gardening demonstrations going on there from master gardeners.
That's great.
For spring, which is exciting.
That goes hand in hand with spring.
It does.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, with this pretty weather, I don't know about you, it has driven me outside.
Yes.
Personally.
Yes.
More. And as I look around at the things that need to be done at my house, like planting and pruning and cleaning and power water, I could probably use a little master gardener expertise right now. It's
Maybe you'll learn
sad.
something.
Yeah, I hope so. But I know that includes heirloom seeds. And
wow.
Shame on me, I can't remember the company that's providing them, but I know they are world class. And
very cool.
I think that's pretty cool.
Great.
People will come in and check that out. And there'll be a whole stage for entertainment down there for Spring Expo and in the plaza.
I heard we might get some cloggers.
Yes,
is that true?
I did. I heard in the plaza, there's a hoedown dance party.
Okay.
That's supposed to take place. So I'm all about that. And then I also think, I was about to say for the kiddos, but it could easily qualify for the adults too on a hot day.
I would love to see you clogging. That would be great.
Well, I don't know if anybody wants to see that. I was going to steer towards the splash pad.
Oh,
There's
the
a splash pad.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let my kids do the
I think that's
hoedown.
great,
Yeah.
especially for summer. Kids need to have a place to just run around,
I know.
let out some energy, have some fun. That's going to be great.
I think so too. I think that's going to be so cool. And I know that kind of with the whole World's Fair theme, there's also the Fest House that'll open.
And that's where they're going to have a lot of the food, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Of course, I'm bringing up the food again.
It's okay.
Yes.
We'll make it back around there a lot. I feel like I heard like it's going to kind of feature like foods and entertainment from different regions of the world, like Cajun food, Cajun music. They're talking about featuring foods from the Deep South, foods from the Upper Midwest. I heard cheese curds are on the
pierogies.
menu.
Did I hear pierogies?
I think I heard that too.
Okay.
Barbecue brisket, maybe from
Okay.
I love me
not
some
mad about
barbecue.
that. Not mad at that at all.
So man, so much to look forward to with that spring expo. I feel like everyone. It's funny that you bring up the hoedown, as an exciting part of the plaza because let's be honest, like. That's what that plaza is for. Like during pumpkins,
the dance parties.
That's where the dance party lives. Like that's where people go to cut loose around
Exactly.
here.
Exactly. It's where all the fun stuff happens.
It truly is.
And I love it's going to connect to Fire in the Hole. Is that right? Down into that area. So we're going to have a true loop all the way around the park with that.
It is. How awesome is that?
Because
we had a couple dead ends, here at the park.
Yeah.
Like you'd go down, you ride Outlaw Run, or you go down and you ride those elephants down at the Grand Expo. You got to turn around and come back, you know, when it wasn't pumpkins. But now you're going to be able to roll right from Grand Exposition, check out the plaza and all that's going on, and then wind up at the new fire district down there.
Go ride the new ride.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, as we get to know each other on this podcast, Satirah, I haven't even asked you what your favorite ride at Silver Dollar City is. I mean, I know you love the food, but Fire in the Hole made me think of that because that was such a big deal last year. I just wondered, like, do you have one?
Well, you're representing my favorite ride today.
No way.
100%, because you just come.
It was meant to be.
Yes, Powder Keg is definitely when you just come blasting out at such a high rate of speed. You can't beat that thrill. To me, I mean, there is no thrill like that. Like,
you know what is almost as good as riding Powder Keg? Is just standing
and
down there.
Watching the horror on children's faces.
Watching first-time riders that don't know that's coming, from the fence line.
Yes.
It's like, it takes off.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane how fast that
it
ride
does.
takes
It
off.
just goes so fast. I mean, when I say it blows your hair back, I mean, that's an understatement.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
I agree. Well, good. That's a good pick.
I love that.
That's a good pick. I
love
like that one. I love that one too. It's hard for me to pick a favorite, although
Yeah.
Time Traveler is pretty hard to beat, I think, myself.
It's world class. It's world class. That's for sure.
All those rides, of course.
Of course.
Not narrowed down to just the spring exposition. They'll be they're open right now. Today, we're going to hear people screaming on Time Traveler right out back here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And going to be open all season long, of course, including in that first festival. So there we go. Man, 65th anniversary.
Yes.
We're open. We're ready for guests.
Yeah.
We're ready to have you over. Company coming. We've got Montgomery Gentry in the country music lineup, and we've got the Spring Exposition coming up in April. Brand new festival to check out. Those are three pretty big headlines to start the season.
Great things on the horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, as we're getting to know each other and learning more about your background and your love of Silver Dollar City, Satirah, I know that you, on some of your channels, were able to get some feedback from your fans.
Yes.
And one of the things you did was kind of address or receive some Silver Dollar City rumors that are floating around there. You know, when you're, it's a big deal here in the Ozark Mountains, it can generate some rumors sometimes.
Absolutely.
So I think if you are up for it, I would love to just kind of put your ear to the ground and address some of the rumors you're hearing out there,
great.
right?
What
do you
think? I would love to do that. I would love to do that.
Okay.
I am a rumors girl by nature. Not necessarily gossipy, but I always love a good rumor. I always want to be the first one to know what's happening here in Branson. And
That's fair.
So obviously, just by nature, I get a lot of people who come to me and want to know about rumors in the park. And so I did bring a little list here of some different rumors that I heard.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you, I don't know if I'm qualified to address them all by any means, and I'm the only one sitting here, but I'll do my best.
Gotcha.
I don't know what.
All right. Well, let's dive into it.
Okay, let's do it. Silver Dollar City rumors.
So I think one of the big rumors that I keep going around is about the Mine restaurant. I guess it used to be something and it's changed, and a lot of people are talking about what's happening with that. There's some speculation. So how about we address that one first?
Okay, now listen, I don't know exactly specifically what the speculation is, but that Mine restaurant, right up on the square, up on top of the cathedral room of Marble Cave, one of our highest points, then it's always been kind of a fan favorite from a long time ago, I feel like, because it's so unique, right?
Yeah.
Kind of mine theme. You kind of walk down in there. I remember coming to the park when I was younger, and it was open to eat the buffet down in the Mine restaurant, and it was nice and cool down there no matter what time you came, which was kind of cool.
Fantastic for summertime.
Yes, right? You could kind of get away, go enjoy the shade. I know the Mine restaurant hasn't gone anywhere.
Okay.
I can confirm that much.
Yes.
I don't know, what its exact concept will be this year, or whether, guests will be able to enjoy it. We actually just got to enjoy it for a whole year as employees.
Yes.
Last year, they were renovating our whole employee lounge, Citizens Cafe for Silver City employees. And when they did that, they turned the Mine into our employee lounge.
Gotcha. So that's why all the activity has been going on, and that's why people are talking about it.
People probably seen employees going in and out of there a lot, especially last season, the end of the season.
Yeah.
People going in and out of there for their breaks and to eat lunch and dinner and stuff as employees. So maybe that was what what generated some of those. So
Probably.
It's still there. The space is still intact. I don't know the specific plans, so I'm going to have to, step out of that one. We'll have to leave that up to our foods teams.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's funny, that's
that was a big rumor. Big rumors going around
time
about
will tell.
Yeah. All right. So the next one was about the ride Thunderation.
Okay.
A lot of people are asking: is it going to be rebuilt? Is it going to be moved? Is it going to be revamped? Is there something going on with this ride that we all love?
Listen, even on the inside, I've only heard rumors myself.
Oh.
To be fair.
Okay.
Actually, it's funny. I thought you were going to say, is it true that Thunderation is really called Thunder Nation? I hear people call that
there's
all the
debates
time,
about
by
this.
the way.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure I've probably slipped and called it Thunder Nation before. No specific plans have been outlaid that I know as far as an update to Thunderation, but I do know. It is funny now that the park is open. It is funny that true fans of Silver City, people that know the outlay really well, like yourself, are already starting to peek around corners and take pictures over fences and see what's going on around Silver Dollars.
Never.
And what I will tell you is that I know Thunderation is a family coaster ride. It's for the youngest of riders. So we would never, even in any updating or, refreshing that's happening, we're always going to make sure we got all the rides for the families. I think what's funny about Thunderation is, don't you feel like that's probably a lot of people's first ride?
Oh, for so many people. For so many people.
It's got kind of it's got a special place in a lot of people's heart because I'm a prime example. I have two almost teens. I have one teen, an almost teen, and then my little guy is 10, almost 11. And that's the only coaster he's ready for yet.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
He'll only ride Thunderation.
It's the step up from Fire in the Hole. You do Fire in the Hole, and then when you get a little bit older, you can do Thunderation.
You graduate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually you get to an age where you're ready to go upside down, and then all of a sudden you're on powder keg.
Yes.
But so I know that ride's, holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts because it's one of their first, so I'm not surprised that people are buzzing about it. And, there is definitely a, part, you probably remember last year, you probably covered it on your channels. Silver Dollar City made the announcement about our 10-year investment.
Yes.
And I know we're going to talk about that with another rumor maybe, but part of that investment was not only for the 1,200 acres between here and Branson West, but it was also for updating and renovations and new rides in this park. So inevitably, new attractions, updating, all that kind of stuff is going to be a part of that over the next 10 years.
Very cool. Very cool.
I don't know.
All right. So I think this one might be something that I was asked the most about.
Okay.
And that's the new resort. Oh, so a lot of people are wanting to know what's going on with the new resort. When is it going to be open? We've seen the initial drawings of the outside.
Yep.
So many people want to know what it's going to look like on the inside. What can we expect? How big is it going to be? Any details that you feel comfortable telling me about the resort?
I say think Holiday Inn Express.
Okay.
And, no, I'm being silly. No. It's not going to look like any other hotel. I mean, that's the truth. And I have limited knowledge, about Silver Dollar City Resort. It's funny, with the high road closed, as someone who lives north of town, I was coming down 160 every day, and coming right by the construction.
Yes.
I've heard, so I've kind of been following the dirt work out there. Brad Thomas, our president here at Silver Dollar City, I thought was funny the other day. He addressed that we had to level a mountain to get the... we needed 16 or 17 acres of flat land in the Ozark Mountains.
Have fun with that.
Right? To be able to build that resort. Yeah. So that's what they've had. They've been up against over there. But I think, outside of the outside renderings, I think really soon we're going to start to see some pictures and some renderings of what the resort will look inside. Little peek behind the curtain. I've only seen a little bit, but I know that as you walk in the lobby, I saw a picture that kind of paid homage to Marvel Cave.
Oh, okay.
Like with some real stonework and lanterns behind the front desk and like kind of very warm tones. Like I definitely think that resort is being looked at on the inside as a portal into your 1880s theme park.
Very cool.
I think you're going to see it just like we talk about paying homage to our history here at Silver Dollar City. I think you're going to see that resort pay homage to things like Marvel Cave and our train and our all the things that we love so dearly here. I even heard rumor. I even heard that maybe even there'll be Marvel Cave influences on the pool and some. I don't really know. They don't tell me these things. These are all again rumors happen on the outside. Rumors happen on the inside
too.
But I do think that's coming, right?
Gotcha.
I mean, with a potential opening of end of next
year,
which is crazy now.
Next Christmas, we could have a resort.
We could go in and see it ourselves.
That'd be fantastic.
That'd be pretty cool. So I think a lot of renderings and photos will be coming out here pretty soon. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome.
All right. What else? Any other rumors swirling around?
I got a
couple
more.
Okay. All right.
So the next
How am I doing so far?
Pretty good. I mean, pretty.
Am I doing good? I don't know.
You know.
You're finding out how little I know is what you're doing.
All right. So the next one is going to be about whitewater.
Okay.
So obviously, whitewater is a part of the Silver Dollar City family.
Sure.
And we have the big whitewater park on the Strip in Branson. And so many people are wanting to know, you guys bought all of the acreage around Silver Dollar City last year before.
Yeah, I think it was announced last year, but it's been going on.
And so they're like, what's going to happen with all this land and whitewater? Is it going to move out here?
Okay.
Or are you going to build a whole new water park that's going to be separate? So lots of rumors about whitewater.
Well, that's a unique question. I think that, no official announcements have been made about the 1,200 acres other than the resort. But I mean, come on, we all want to hope and dream of the cool things that could come there.
Sure.
I think you're right. I think people love water parks, especially in an Ozark summer.
Yeah.
Where the humidity gets out of hand, right? We all need a water park at some point.
Even today, 100% humidity out there.
Yeah. So the idea of, replicating or doing something, I mean, I've heard those rumors on the inside too. Okay. I don't know any specific plans, but I will say that, whitewater is open for the season in 2025, right?
Yes.
So don't worry, until we lay out our plans for the 1,200 acres or the powers that be lay out their plans. They're not asking me. Whitewater's open for the 2025 season. Those dates and everything are online. So Whitewater is still here to cool everybody off.
Yes.
So don't fret about that. But then, I think that's just like, how cool would it be? I think we should just build a giant water slide that kicks you right into Table Rock Lake.
Oh, I thought you were going to say right into the park, but into the lake would be even better.
Come on, think of the size of the Kalani Tower that would take you right off, just
right in.
You've seen people jump off into lakes like onto those big, like balloon things, like those big inflatable things.
Yes, and somebody could be waiting on the other end, and you come down and you hit it, and that person launches into the air and goes off into the lake.
I'm going to fill out a comment card.
I think we should
try to make
be on the creative team for this.
I think so too. Clearly, we are qualified.
Yes, definitely.
To lay
we have all the great ideas.
Man, I will say that's such a beautiful backdrop over there.
Gorgeous.
To be able to see the lake from where the resort's going to be.
And truly showing off the Ozarks.
Yeah.
I went over there and I got to look at where the hotel's going to be and just looking out where the resort, I think it said this is going to be your 10th I don't remember, whatever story window. This is going to be your view looking out. And I just was looking out thinking, wow, what a display of the Ozarks. This is just going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, it truly is. It's going to be gorgeous. And so whatever attractions wind up out there, or what other buildings, facilities, I don't know what all is going to wind up out there eventually outside of the resort. Man, it's going to have a pretty view.
It'll be great. It'll be good.
Whatever it is. Interesting rumor, though.
Yep.
Yeah, man, now you made me want to go to Whitewater, by the way.
All right. So
summer.
Speaking of Whitewater,
okay,
can we talk about the sharks?
no comment.
Okay. All right.
I'm afraid I can't speak to the sharks. I cannot confirm or deny, those at Silver Dollar City. I'm sorry.
All right.
But that's a great transition from rumors to hacks. Right?
Yes.
Like how I just pivoted there?
Yeah, right there.
We'll just get right
Just
off
like
of those
that.
things.
Yep.
Although I will say I am a big fan of Shark Week. Let me just throw that out there. So, I mean, I have a love for them. So, well, I'll just leave it.
We'll just leave it there.
Okay. Hey, another way I wanted to really take advantage of your unique perspective, you know, and we talked about this as you being such a big Silver Dollar City fan, you're bringing your family here, shooting content here.
Yes, lots of content.
Satirah Loves Branson. You know, man, I just wanted to hear from you and find out how you best maximize your time as a fan and family at Silver Dollar City. Almost like hacks, you know?
Hacks. Yep.
Yeah.
Great ways to hack Silver Dollar City.
Yeah, you're all about the hacks. I've seen you
I
put some
love a
hacks
good
out.
hack. I love a good hack. It just makes your day better, makes the place more enjoyable, makes your day go better. And so, I think you want me to kick it off?
I think so, right? Because one thing though we don't talk about that much on the Silver Dollar City podcast, but it's so true. And with spring break on our minds right now, as we record this episode, there's going to be a ton of people that come here for the very first time.
Yes.
This spring.
Tons of people.
They've never been here before. Here they come for spring break. Here they're going to try out the spring expo.
Absolutely.
So like maybe we can help them out with some Silver Dollar City hacks. So I'll let you get started.
Okay. I think my number one hack is going to be the tasting passport.
Ooh, yeah.
And I think so, and it's not just the tasting passport, but kind of look at that and see how you can maximize it. There's some different Silver Dollar City groups that you can get into, and they'll tell you, like the first day that the passport comes out, they'll be like, "Hey, this is a full-size treat at this spot."
So true.
Or hey, this is, and so you can kind of figure out what are the best deals to get, what the best food is. But the tasting passport for me is a way that I can. They give you a little card and you get to go around the park and they scan it and you get 5 treats off of this card. And then it's a great way to explore the park because you get to go through different spots in the park and pick which treat you want from which place. So you get to explore the park and you get to try new things. And they're all seasonal. So what might be on the passport now might not be the next time you come back. And I always like new experiences. So I think that just kind of speaks to my heart that,
trying
you
new
got
flavors,
food, trying new things and exploring those 3 things together. All of my favorites. So tasting passport for me, that's where it's at.
I love how we made it back to food.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I will always bring it back to food.
I love the tasting passport too.
Yes.
All in. Even as someone who spends a lot of time here working, you will see employees pick up a passport and just purchase it to hang on to for the weeks of the festival and try new flavors.
That's perfect.
We're just as excited about the food as our fans, right?
Absolutely.
And our guests, for sure. Yeah, I think our first passport comes out for the spring exposition.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
a lot
so
of new
excited.
flavors and stuff there.
Yes.
So this is funny. This is a little bit of improv, but bouncing off of the tasting passport and food. I think a little a dad hack I've picked up over the years. All right, is trying new flavors or foods while my family's on a ride.
Oh.
Okay, it's about timing. Really, is the hack. And it's if you send the kids into the ride queue, right? That probably gives you, depending on the day, 5 to 35, minutes.
Sure.
To then go try a food that they're not going to like and they're going to turn their nose up to.
Or maybe you don't want to share it with them.
Exactly.
Let's be honest.
Thank you. I'm glad you said it because that's really what's going on here, right? If there's something that I want to eat,
you want to eat and you don't want to share it
and I don't want a little, pause on it.
Yep.
That's the time to do it.
Yeah.
That's my That's a hack I found that like, during a show, during a ride queue, that's when I go like grab the thing that I just want to eat.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really good.
Pretty strategic.
Or for me, it would be things I knew that my kids shouldn't eat before they get on a ride.
Okay, good call.
There's certain things that you just don't want your kids to have before they go get on a ride.
Because rides are on their agenda, right? Rides. Yes,
yes, absolutely. Yeah,
yeah, good one. Okay,
that's a good hack. That's a really good one.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think that my next hack would be probably doing the rides, the big rides.
Yeah.
Fire in the Hole, or Time Traveler, those big rides that you're going to have a long queue for.
Yep.
Doing those either first thing when you get in the park or at the end of the day when everybody's leaving. I feel like that is really the best times if you want to get on those rides without being in a long line. During the day, go eat the things you want to eat, go see the shows, go do the things that don't have a lot of, watch the craftsmen, do the things that don't have a ton of long lines.
Yep.
And then right before you go, do a mad dash through the park and try to hit all the rides you can.
I love that.
Yeah.
And by the way, such a valuable hack. I mean, I can tell that comes from experience.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, one hack that popped right into my mind as we were talking about what a Silver Dollar City hack might be is that some people walk right in the park and they head off. They've got an agenda, right? They know exactly what they want to do. The kids are chomping at the bit to ride the roller coaster that they haven't gotten to ride since last summer or last spring. And my hack is at Silver Dollar City, you've got to just slow down. Okay. I know this sounds silly.
Yeah.
Silver Dollar City and the streets of this place meander for a reason.
Yeah.
Right? It's because it's funny sometimes how we talk about the rides, we talk about the festivals, but sometimes the secret sauce that's at Silver Dollar City is when you come around the corner, and you catch the blacksmith working on something that you've never seen being created before, right? Or you come around the corner and you decide, you know what, today's the day we're going to take a picture at the jail.
Yeah.
Just off the square, right? Or you take the time to like read the wagon, the water wheel, and how it helped create at a mill back in the 1880s. There's so many hidden gems at this park.
So many.
I know you can't do it every trip because some trips you're going to want to have, you got the to-do list. But man, especially for our season pass holders that can pick a day and try to, slow down and meander and find what you can at the park.
That's great.
Have you ever, one day we were walking around with my kiddos and they'd finally discovered, they'd walked by it probably, 20 times in their life, but the wagon wheel of fortune, you knew I was going there.
Yes. And you spin it and it gives you some ridiculous thing.
Come on.
I mean,
You laugh about it. Like my kids still talk about that silly thing. And it's, again, one of those things that we could have ran right by to the next ride.
Yeah, never even noticed it was there.
Boy, if you can just slow down a little bit at Silver Dollar City, I think you'll find more of those hidden gems.
That's awesome. That's super awesome. I think that's good. So my next hack was kind of the opposite of that. It can be both. It was planning out your day.
Oh, nice.
But I think part of planning out your day is planning time for those little moments where you can just have spare time. But I was going to talk about downloading the app.
Yes.
And kind of planning out your day. Because for a lot of people, they're only going to be here one day.
That's
and
so
there's
true.
So much stuff to see. And so you need to get the app. You need to see what shows do I want to see? What rides do I want to ride? What places do I want to eat? What craftsmen do I want to see? And then kind of make yourself a loose schedule from the app. I think that is so important to kind of have. Otherwise, if your kids are really set that I have to ride Fire in the Hole today,
you better figure it out.
And you just meander through the park, and then you find all these other things, and then all of a sudden it's closing time, and they didn't ride that ride.
Absolutely.
You're not going to be the hero.
Oh, I agree. And so you're right about the app too, Satirah, that it does. We provide the tools to plan your day.
Sure.
If that's your visit, that's your one time you get to come see us. Like, I love that too. You're right. It's so true that you can plan that out.
So I always tell people, come early, the park says it opens at 10 o'clock, but really the front gate is open an hour before that. So come check out get here
Also
early. Yeah, also a hack. Get here early, go get your parking, go meander around the square, and then just start your day really, really well planned. But I definitely think there is something like you were saying to having, built-in time to just lollygag.
And you're right. You can plan lollygagging.
Yes. I mean,
my wife is a planner. I'm a go with the flow.
Yeah.
You got to find that happy medium,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And work it in for sure.
Yep.
Well, I do think the app is a great hack. I will also say, and that's something you can use in advance of your trip, right? To do some planning. One other thing that I just think is a total hack, and probably some people take for granted, and some people use it every time, and some people don't even know it exists, and that is our Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Our Silver Dollar City newspaper, right? Just like in the 1880s, with a newspaper has all the information you need. If you pick that up on the square, not only does it kind of make for a, just a fun souvenir, and the kids, like Satirah, kids don't know what a newspaper is.
Oh, yeah. No clue.
And I'm not trying to sound old here, but
they're trying to swipe up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like how does this work? How does this newspaper work? But there's something fun and tangible.
Yes.
That makes the Pathfinder special at Silver Dollar City when you see a family walking around reading about the new ride or the new festival and the things that are at Silver Dollar City, the features that are in the newspaper, but then also, having the map for wayfinding, which which is also in the app, not to rhyme too much.
Yeah.
But there's lots of fun information in there, I think, that people, will get a kick out of checking out if they can.
The first several years that we came, it was me with my nose on the map half the day, missing everything because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going on the map. And in the Ozarks, it's easy for a flatlander like me to get a little confused by directions when you have a bunch of hills and winding roads.
It certainly meanders. We addressed that earlier. It is. There's some wandering roads. For sure. Well, I love that paper, and I think you see families kind of discover that for the first time, and it's just kind of fun. You see, especially when you see a kid who may not even be able to read walking around, looking at that paper, trying to figure it out. It's just super cute.
That's a great one.
Fun.
That's a great one. All right.
What else? Any other hacks?
How about I do one more honorable mention?
Let's do it.
Coming on a rainy day.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
And here's why. I get so many people who are like, oh, we plan to go to Silver Dollar City on Thursday, but it's going to be raining. Now we don't know what to do. And I'm like, you're going to go to Silver Dollar City. And here's why. Because chances are most of the day it's not going to rain all day long on most days. Sometimes in the spring you might get one of those days.
Yep.
But even if it does rain all day long, you have so many great shows. You can go watch all the craftsmen.
Great.
You can go find cool places to eat and hang out. You can just have a nice little moment in the chapel. I mean, there's so many things, and there's nobody here. So when the rain
forecast does steers the attendance.
So when the rain dissipates and you get to go on every single ride back to back to back with no line.
So true.
Nothing like rainy days at Silver Dollar City. I just feel like that's my ultimate hack. Go on the rainy day and just bring your good attitude and just know it's going to be rainy, and bring your poncho and you'll have a blast. It's going to be the best memory. Don't count out a rainy day.
Yeah. Preaching about rainy days. I like it. Yeah. I dig it. And sometimes it's okay just to play in the rain too, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I know we all like sunshine and 75. I'm there. I love it. I'm excited for spring. But sometimes jumping in a puddle and running around and getting a little wet with the kids is a memory that will be made.
Yes.
Because it's not your usual trip. It's not something you get to do very often.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kids will always remember, hey, you remember that time we went to Silver Dollar City and it rained? And we were all soaking wet and we had to go hide at blah, blah, blah. And we did blah. They're going to love it.
Listen, we all have a tendency sometimes to optimize, right, our expectations for what a day is going to look like, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've walked in here before and not been in the mood to get wet on Mystic River Falls. But, guess what? If I will just tough it out and do that, push through that that Ebenezer feeling. Maybe then you wind up enjoying it, and you wind up drying off, and you have the best experiences.
The best experiences are unexpected experiences. I feel like, and so
such wisdom. Such wisdom, Satirah. Thank you for that. Love you. I love that. Golly, the rumors you brought to the table, your hacks for our guests and our fans. That was so awesome. Thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely.
So good. Well, we mentioned earlier that you're here playing with us today on the podcast because Maddie is on maternity leave.
She had a baby.
She had a baby. I know that's like some podcast news, right?
Yes.
From our Silver Dollar City News, but that's why you're co-hosting with us today. We typically round out our Silver Dollar City podcast episodes with Maddie's Mailbag.
Yes.
And we've gotten some really interesting questions from Maddie's Mailbag for sure. But you know what? The inbox this time, after making that announcement and having Maddie on the last episode and telling everybody about, that the baby was coming, it's all about the baby.
Of course.
Right?
As it should be.
As Maddie's finding out right now.
Yes, it's all about the baby.
Maddie's Mailbag is full of, how's Maddie? How's the baby? How's everything?
Yeah.
And we are just proud to say that Maddie is doing great.
Good.
Mommy and baby are both doing great.
Aww.
I hear dad's chipping in,
Oh,
right?
good.
Like everything's going good. And actually, I think, believe it or not, I know we have some photos, but we might even have, I think we've got a little video for Maddie for people to check out. Yeah, here we go.
Hi friends, happy opening day. I miss you all at the city so much. I may have been a little busy with this little hunk of heaven, but we can't wait to see you at Silver Dollar City very soon.
Aw, I love it.
On. Maddie has shared a few photos online, on
Sure.
social media and
Yeah.
stuff. And her little boy just seems precious.
Yes.
And I know that's their first. And it's
Yes.
just like, it's a special
Such a joyful
special
time for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe, maybe he'll get to co-host one day too. We'll see.
Be special.
We'll get him in here. I know that it is funny as a podcast co-host. Maddie and I have had fun just kind of talking about the firsts at Silver Dollar City, all the things that baby's going to get to experience for the first time, from being hand-fed candy by June Ward in the bottom of the candy shop to riding and seeing things here, at the park. So what a special time. I'm glad
How
we were able
cool.
to share that
Yes.
with everybody who's been asking.
Absolutely.
Well, Satirah, listen, I know you kind of got to introduce yourself at the beginning. We're kind of closing in on the end of another Silver Dollar City podcast. I cannot thank you enough for being here.
Thank you. This has been so fun.
Okay, good. You'll come back then.
I would
hope
love
one day.
that. Would
Okay,
love
well,
it.
you're gonna have to dig up some more rumors.
I can do
and
that.
I'll try to avoid some more answers, and we'll do that again. That sounds like it would be a ton of fun. But hey, just for everybody who is getting to know you for the first time, just tell them a little bit about your channels and where they can find you otherwise.
So I show people things to do, see, and eat in Branson, Missouri. So if you're coming on vacation or you live in the area, go find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at Satirah Loves Branson. And I know my name is kind of difficult. If you just put in Loves Branson, you should be able to find me.
That's how much you love Branson.
That's how much I love Branson.
Google knows.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, very cool. We'll definitely go find Satirah online. And we're so happy that you joined us on
Thank
the podcast.
you for having me. This has really been fun.
Listen, I know people, whether you've, again, found us on YouTube, people can check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Silver Dollar City at, why did I just blank on our email address? Silver Dollar City at
ozarkly
at silverdollarcity.com. Listen, how fun is that? Satirah knows it better than I do here as I'm thinking through. You had me all thrown off on your channels. ozarkly at silverdollarcity.com.
Yes.
People can email us and fill up that mailbag for the next episode. Satirah, thanks again.
Thank you for having me.
As we always say, as we wrap
Yes.
up these podcasts, we have a great past ahead of us here at Silver Dollar City.